Imagine a place where dust clouds swallow the sky. In the scorched deserts of Nevada, an auction yard where forgotten souls are traded like scrap metal. Horses, heads bowed, spirits broken, heading toward slaughterhouses. In this place where hope is buried, a woman, Emma, stepped through the dusty gate and emerged with a miracle. Her name is Luna, pregnant, starving, hours from slaughter, her body battered but her spirit unbroken. This story is not just a rescue, it's a rebirth, a saga of resilience. And by the end, you too will believe in second chances, in the power of love. Hello, nature lovers. Don't miss this epic story. Hit the like button now, subscribe to the channel, and share it with a friend who loves wild spirits. Ready? Let's dive into Luna's incredible journey. In Nevada's endless deserts, Emma grips the steering wheel of her truck tightly. Her heart pounds like a drum in her chest. Her hands are sweaty, a lump in her throat. Before her hangs a rusty sign. Weekly North Range Livestock Auction. This is a place where most horses are sent to slaughterhouses in Mexico or Canada. The air is heavy, reeking of sweat, fear, rust, and something worse. Emma's stomach churns. She didn't want to come here. She knows what this place is, a graveyard of hope. But she's here anyway, because she has to do something. Emma is a sanctuary volunteer dedicated to saving wild horses. Her heart is big, but her pockets are small. Yet every horse she saves is a victory for her. She steps onto the dusty ground of the auction yard, her boots crunching on the gravel. She pulls her denim jacket tight against the wind. The crowd scans the horses with indifferent eyes. Most of the horses have their heads bowed, their spirits drained. Mares, foals, all reduced to numbers. Holding pens groan under the weight. Eyes stare at the ground. Spirits once free, now bound by chains. But then, Emma sees something in the farthest corner. A gray Mustang mare, leaning against broken boards. Her name will be Luna, but Emma doesn't know that yet. Luna's coat once shimmered like silver, now streaked with dirt and blood. Her flanks are sunken, her bones visible. But her belly is swollen, heavy with life. Pregnant. A worker, shrugging, whispers, "The meat buyers tagged her. She won't fetch much." Emma's heart jolts. Luna's eyes, deep and dark, meet hers. She tilts her head slightly as if saying, "See me." Emma has been saving wild horses for years. Each one is a story, a struggle. She spends her nights at the sanctuary, listening to the breaths of the horses she saved. But this horse is different. There's a fire in Luna's eyes, an unbroken spirit. Emma talks to a worker. "This horse is wild," the man says. "Came from Dry Creek. Failed the training program. They didn't want to feed her through the winter." Emma's jaw tightens. "Wild," they say. But Emma sees something else in Luna's eyes. Resilience, hope, a plea for a second chance. Emma steps closer. Luna lifts her head just enough to show one eye. Emma whispers, "It's not over yet, Luna." The name spills from her lips in that moment, as if it were written in Luna's soul. Something stirs inside Emma. She has to save this horse. This isn't just a task, it's a calling. Emma hurries to the office with determined steps. Her hands tremble as she fills out the rescue forms. The plan was just to observe, maybe mark one or two horses for transport. But after seeing Luna, she can't leave her behind. The rhythmic shouts of the auction shake the dust in the yard. "Lot 47, gray mare." Luna stands motionless like a statue, defying the world. The crowd is indifferent, but Emma's heart beats for her. She returns to the pen with a soft rope and the gentlest halter. "You're safe now," she says, her voice like a lullaby. Luna flinches, her ears twitching, but she doesn't run. It's as if she's been waiting for someone to mean it. Emma doesn't rush. She approaches slowly, watching Luna's faded coat, her quiet strength. Finally, Luna lowers her head, brushing Emma's hand lightly. It's a pact, the start of trust. An hour later, the paperwork is done. Luna steps into Emma's trailer, silent, steady, her eyes locked forward. She doesn't make a sound during the journey. As twilight falls, they reach the sanctuary. The sky is lavender and rose. Emma opens the gate, and Luna steps out gracefully. For the first time in months, she steps onto soft earth. She looks around. No walls, no bars, just wind, grass, and stars. She turns to Emma, their eyes locking for a moment. Emma feels it. This isn't an ordinary rescue. This is a beginning, the birth of a bond. Days pass at the sanctuary. Emma tends to Luna gently. She gives her fresh hay, warm mashed potatoes, and clean water. Luna's golden mane slowly begins to shine. Her coat takes on a silvery glow, like the moon in the desert. But Emma knows Luna is still wild. At night, Luna paces the open paddock, her head tilted toward the sky. Emma watches from the porch, wrapped in a blanket. "You need the sky, don't you?" she whispers. "You're still free." There's a tension in Luna's flanks. Emma knows the signs. Restlessness and occasional glances at her belly. Birth is near. One night, a full moon bathes the paddock in silver. Luna stands still, her breath clouding the cold air. She lowers herself to the ground, muscles rippling. Emma's heart races. The birth begins. She runs to the fence, holding her breath. Minutes stretch like hours. Luna trembles, moaning, almost like a song. The wind stops. The world falls silent. Then, just after midnight, under the moonlight, a small foal slips onto the grass. Its gray coat is damp, a white star gleaming on its forehead. Emma whispers through tears, "Welcome, Star." Luna licks Star, gently nudging it to stand. Star stumbles, falls, tries again. Finally, it wobbles to its mother's side and begins to nurse. Emma watches, frozen. This isn't just a birth, it's a miracle. Despite hunger, fear, and the threat of slaughter, Luna brought Star into the world. Something shifts inside Emma. This isn't just a horse, this is life itself. The moonlight reflects off Luna's coat like a mirror. Emma leans against the porch, wrapping her arms in her jacket. "You're a warrior," she whispers. "Think about it. A horse, despite everything, gives life to a foal. Hunger, fear, the shadow of death. Yet she doesn't give up. Isn't that the power of resilience, of love?" Share a story in the comments that reminds you of second chances. Maybe an animal, maybe a person. And don't forget to like the video to spread this miracle to more people. Subscribe to support the stories of wild horses. Luna and Star spend peaceful days at the sanctuary. Star circles the grass, its legs growing stronger every day. Its golden mane dances in the wind. Emma shares Luna's story on social media, from slaughter to sanctuary. A photo, Luna with Star under the moonlight. The video goes viral. People cry, donations pour in. The sanctuary grows with new paddocks and shelters. People travel miles to see Luna and Star. A child speaks their first words while touching Luna. A veteran, tears in their eyes, gazes into Luna's eyes. Luna heals hearts, but every light casts shadows. Critics emerge. "Luna is dangerous," they say. "Wild horses are a waste of resources. They should be put down." Emma's jaw tightens. She's seen these comments before. People who fear and misunderstand the wild. An old video surfaces on social media. Luna trembling in a holding pen, gripped by fear. Another account leaks her records. Untrainable, dangerous. Emma feels her stomach knot as she reads, but she doesn't give up. "You're worth it," she whispers, looking at Luna. One evening, a truck enters the shelter's gravel road. Bill from the local livestock board. He holds a clipboard, a serious expression on his face. "Luna is high risk," he says. "Behavioral history, aggression, injury. Federal officers requested a report." Emma crosses her arms. She hasn't caused a single problem since she got here. She's a mother. Bill looks at the paddock. Luna is motionless, Star shyly hidden behind her. "She looks calm," he mutters. "But I still need to file a report." Emma shakes her head. "Come on, I'll walk with you." They approach slowly. Luna's ears twitch, but she doesn't pull back. Bill takes notes. "Vulnerable for now. I'll keep the BLM away." But the threats don't stop. An old BLM contractor, Derek, arrives at the shelter. With his hard-brimmed hat, mirrored sunglasses, and a look of control. He dismounts. his boots kicking up dust. "That horse is a threat," he says. "Last spring, it broke a man's collarbone. Untrainable." Emma doesn't back down. "It was mishandled. She's a mother, a survivor, and she's my family." Derek spits on the ground. "You'll regret this." He mounts his horse and rides off at a gallop. Emma's fists clench, but her eyes turn to Luna. "I won't leave you," she whispers. One evening, dark clouds descend on the Nevada hills. The wind howls, dust and dry leaves swirl in the air. Emma feels the temperature drop as she's repairing the roof of a shelter. The weather forecast on her phone: no rain, but the sky is lying. Suddenly, a thunderclap. Lightning strikes, and an impossible sound: running water. Emma freezes. An old irrigation ditch, dry for years, now fills with a muddy flood, and the ditch is heading toward Luna and Star's paddock. Luna lets out a sharp cry, her body stiff as a board. Star, at the edge of the ditch, captivated by the smell of wet earth, stands frozen. Emma runs, but it's too far. Luna doesn't wait. She charges toward the fence, her hooves splintering the boards like thunder. She uses her body as a shield to move Star away from the flood. Star screams, trembling with fear. Luna nudges her, pushing her back, and the muddy water crashes into the fence. Emma catches Star and runs with Luna to the barn. When they close the door, the water licks the fence. Emma collapses to her knees, breathless. Luna stands over Star, her eyes still alert. Emma looks at Luna. "You're a hero," she whispers. Luna's fur is covered in mud, but her eyes still shine like moonlight. Star hides under her mother, safe. This moment is not just a rescue, it is the triumph of a mother's love. The flood scene is on volunteer Rachel's phone. The video goes viral on social media. Wild horse saves her foal from the flood. Millions of views. People are crying, opinions are changing. A letter comes from the BLM. Luna is granted permanent shelter status. She is now safe forever. Emma can't hold back her tears as she reads the letter. She looks at Luna and Star, grazing in the sunlight. "You did it," she whispers. The shelter is changing. Donations are pouring in, paddocks are being rebuilt, and shelters are being reinforced. People travel miles to see Luna and Star. A child says their first words while touching Luna. A veteran looks into Luna's eyes, tears in his eyes. Luna is healing hearts. Emma writes a post. "Yes, Luna was once wild, but if helicopters were chasing you, if your home was taken away, what would you do? She didn't break. She's healing, and she's teaching us more than humanity ever could." The post goes viral. People share photos of the horses they've rescued. A trainer explains how Luna was misunderstood. The wave grows. Luna is not just a horse, she's a teacher. Her story challenges the value of wild horses. Does a label define a life, a stamp, or a heart that resists? What do you think Luna's legacy is? Tell us in the comments. Maybe you have a Luna in your life, someone who taught you the power of love. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel to support stories like these. One morning, Emma sits in the paddock, a sketchbook in her hands. Star approaches curiously, sniffing Emma's boots with her nose. Emma laughs. "You've got your mother's heart." Then Luna slowly comes over. Emma extends her hand, palm open. Luna presses her warm nose against Emma's hand. It's not just a touch, it's a thank you, a forgiveness. Emma's eyes fill with tears. "You weren't just saved, Luna," she whispers. "You saved all of us." That evening, Emma stands beneath an old oak tree. Luna and Star are running in the moonlight. The sky is filled with stars. Emma feels the wind carrying the scent of wildflowers. Luna's eyes, once filled with fear, are now calm and clear. Emma whispers to herself, "You weren't broken. You were reborn." One day, a pile of items appears at the shelter gate. An old halter, a torn lead rope, a rusty branding iron, along with a note: "I used to train horses until I saw Luna. She taught me not to harm. Thank you. Derek." Emma's heart races as she reads the note. Derek has changed. Luna is not just changing Emma, she's changing the world. Luna's story makes us question who determines the value of a life: a label, a report, or a love that refuses to die? Luna proved that love is always worth the risk. This story has become the voice of wild horses, of the unwanted. If this story moved you, like, share, and tell us who your Luna is in the comments. Follow us to give hope to unwanted animals. See you at the next miracle.